Hey guys, welcome back. Toaster here. I've got another Ace Tanker replay. This time it is NoSkeen. He is in the G clan and he is playing his EBR 75 FL10. And I recorded this once, but I didn't feel like I did it justice. So I'm just going to let you guys know we're in for kind of a long game. And there's going to be some stopping and explanation at certain points of the game, because I feel like this is a master class in how to play the wheeled light tanks, and also one of the best games I've ever seen. And I watched it on a stream. I will link to his Twitch stream so you guys can go check him out. He plays primarily light vehicles. EBRs are his favorite, at least from what I've seen. You're welcome to comment here, Skeen, if I'm incorrect. And let's go ahead and get started. So we're on the map Redshire, and this is actually a decent scouting map, but I've never seen anyone go to the position that NoSkeen chooses. And it is a high risk, high reward location. And so watch the path he takes, and he's headed for that bush straight in front of him there. Now in this instance, he does run into an enemy, and just watch what happens with that enemy. Okay, there's a bulldog, and that bulldog is in the position that I almost always take. And so he does take some damage from the bulldog, and the bulldog is taking damage from him and some other people. And so he's able to take out that bulldog by auto aim, and now he's just trying to get safe, right? But notice he's staying below the ridge line until he gets into that bush. And the reason it becomes fairly apparent. Right there's the reason. See, he's spotting all those heavies. Now, one thing about this game, it's slow at first. And I'm watching it at standard speed with you guys, and I apologize if it's boring, but I just want to show you sometimes you can light anything and everything for your team, and you just don't get any assist. So he's got 536 damage and 593 assist, which is going to go up just a little bit, but for having all these guys spotted in the wide open, it's almost no damage assist, right? There's 172, okay, but he is not, I mean, he's got these guys permalit, and I don't think they even know it. And he's getting no help from his TDs. His TDs are missing left, right, and center. Or maybe they're aiming somewhere else. I really don't know, but that waffle should be having a heyday. That thing fires quick and has an excellent shell. 560 alpha or the 750 alpha, but 560 is what most people use, as this Hotch just drives by him obliviously. So things aren't, it's 1-to-1, and things aren't really progressing much. He gets one damage here, and I watched this on stream, and I was teasing him about, yeah, you just need about 4,000 more of those, and you'll have a decent game. But you're in for a treat of a game. It is an excellent game. It's a game filled with patience to start, right? And a game that there becomes a time where he realizes he's got to make a move and become a damage dealer as opposed to just a light tank. Now, the EBRs are quite good at that, because this one has a 2-shot autoloader with 175 alpha on each shot and about a 9-second reload. And so, and they're quick, you know, so they're hard to hit. So we're coming up pretty close to the time that he's going to make a decision. It's currently 1-to-4, and his heavies are dying. So the trouble now is that where he's at, he's not actually the one spotting them. I think someone's closer, and therefore that's why they are getting the spotting. So he's really, I mean, he might be helping his team and keeping guys lit, but in reality, he's not winning the game, right? And at this point, as a bottom tier light, he makes the decision that he's going to have to start using his gun. Now, this gun has 175 pen. So it's not as if as he jukes the shot from the KV3 and he takes the better shot on the KV4. So he's decided he's got to help his team or his team's going to lose, right? And he does a little drift and a shot misses him, which is great. And he's probably unlit now, right? And now he's got the back of these heavies and he is evening things up. Now, normally people sit back in this area, but with his counting skills, I'm sure he knows that basically there is nobody that is unlit, right? As he's taking rear shots in this Renegade that has no choice but to move forward against the IS-3. So he's brought himself up to about 1,800 damage and just a little more spotting. And he's at least won this flank, and quickly the other flank's going to fall. I mean, just a little foreshadowing. So we know that there's an Oni somewhere in the center, and it looks like the EBR is on the other side. It's going to be very hard to carry with that EBR alive, because that EBR is the tier 8 version, so he's a tier up, and he's also a decent player, right? Let's change this view here. They also have a waffle that is using anonymizer. Now, NoSkeen does not use mods. I'm using mods right now, and I'm kind of glad I did, because there's becomes a point in this game where the M12 starts giving NoSkeen some trouble. Starts kind of telling him what to do and that kind of thing, and NoSkeen is not having it. And if you look at the win rate on the guy that is telling him what to do, his win rate is 44%, and he's got 115 win rate. So it kind of goes to show you, as NoSkeen is using buildings and cover to try and get away from this SU-122-44, kind of goes to show you, just because someone tells you that they know what you should be doing doesn't always mean it's correct, you know? And if you're in the position that this M12 is in, instead of trying to tell the good player what to do, give him info that's good. How much health does the EBR have? You know, that kind of thing. So, be useful if you can, but don't be a detriment to your teammates. And, you know, you three better win this. Well, chances are very good you're not going to win this game. And NoSkeen was already upset with the party player anyway, because he wasn't focusing these guys that he had lit in the wide open. As NoSkeen decided to load HE there, and during the stream he said, I got to take this EBR out. So the EBR's best play is to run away, right? It's just his best play to run away from NoSkeen, because the thing is when it's 3 on 6, you're way better off staying alive, you know, as the 6 players. And the Type 4 Heavy gets rid of the SU-122-44, and suddenly this is starting to look a little bit winnable, but they do have someone on cap. And the guess is that it's probably the waffle, but NoSkeen has heat loaded, and he decides to load HE here, and that in retrospect turns out to be a mistake, and we'll show you why. Okay, as he spots this guy. Okay, here it is. Okay, so he spots this guy, and there's this junk in the way, right? So watch as he fires his first shot, and then his second shot actually hits this piece of debris here. And one thing that you'll notice is that he critted him in the gun. He hit his gun, and it did not reset cap, and I never knew that that was the case. So do not shoot a gun in an effort to reset cap. You actually either have to do damage or do damage to a track or something in order for it to actually count. Maybe you have to destroy the gun. I don't know. But at any rate, that's something that I learned during this game. So we all are learning. Okay, take it away, NoSkeen. So he's staying in the low ground. He is attempting to be a very hard target as his waffle that's with him is just driving out in the middle of the open. It just makes no sense. But NoSkeen is going to take advantage of, his teammate's mistake as the waffle does dispose of, or the Oni disposes of the waffle. Now I want to talk about this. Why is he rushing this guy down, right? And I can explain that. You have an Oni that's out here somewhere that hasn't been spotted for a long time that is slow, right? You have a Tiger P that is slow, and you have an S51. So if you can kill this waffle, it opens up the map for you. You can go around to the east side. You can maybe go around to the west side. Those guys seem to be going down the middle. And that is by far the most dangerous gun. So NoSkeen goes ahead and takes out the waffle, and then he stays in the low ground until he goes unlit, right? And now he's going to turn around and go back the opposite direction, which I feel like is a very good move. One thing I'll say is he gets lit here, right? So see how he slowed down right there? And he's got a building between him and the Tiger. But he knows that he can move a little bit forward, right? And this Tiger's on the move. He's probably not going to hit him anyway. But the Tiger's on the move. And we know that the Oni was down in this area last, right? He came out here and shot the waffle. So we know... So he's protected somewhat from the Oni, and he's just trying to outrun the gun of the Tiger P. And he just continues on until he goes dark here. So now he spotted them both, right? And at this point, NoSkeen, with 3,600 damage and a possible serious carry on his hands, decides, I'm going to go after the Artie. That's what he said during the stream. And he decides to do that. I personally probably would have shot that Tiger P and that Oni while they were in the open. And the reason I would do that is to dissuade them from getting on cap, to get them to maybe chase me. But nevertheless, it works out for him. This game is amazing. So one guy's on cap, and he immediately does the right thing and goes back towards cap. So I don't know how, but he missed this S51. Like they went around opposite sides of the building or something. I don't know. But NoSkeen is able to pick up that kill, no problem. And that is one less hurdle to winning the game. But now there's two of them on cap, and he does have heat loaded because he's facing some heavily armored tanks. An Oni and a Tiger P are very heavily armored, considering that he's a tier 6 light, or tier 7 light, pardon me, and they are tier 7 heavies. So, getting down to the wire, guys. He just misses the shot. And he's able to reset with like 1 second left. And that Oni snaps him. Instead of aiming a little bit more, he snaps him and splashes him. So a little bit of luck goes a long way in these games. But look at the bush mechanics he's using. Now, if you don't know what bush mechanics are, I'm going to explain this. He goes up to the bush so it becomes clear. And then he backs off until you can't see through the bush. And now that bush is providing him camo when he fires. If you fire when the bush is clear, it does not provide camo for you. So, and he's going to do this over and over and over again as he's up to 4,300 damage. he's able to spot them both, and they do not spot him. I've got to think that Tiger P is some kind of bot, because the way he just sits there and takes it, and he has like 0 view range. Let's look at his stats here. 436, win 8. Oh, he's got 0,000 games. So he's probably a new player, has a very, very new crew. That'd be my guess, and maybe no equipment. So it is highly possible that could be the case. So 2 shots into the Oni, and notice he kept the rock between him and the Tiger P, and then put the bush between him and the Oni before he fired. And he's just continually moving around the map as he gets shots on these guys. And he waits for the Oni to pass, because he knows that he's got to reset the Tiger P, because the Tiger P has the most capture points. And he's able to blind fire and hit a shot on the Oni, which allows him to reset the cap again. And this Oni is just sitting side on to him over and over and over again. So again, he's able to fire, but he's behind cover for that Oni, right? Because those hay bales will stop any HE round. As he's down to 21 seconds to reset again, but up to 6,000 damage. And the Oni blind fires him, which, you know, good on him. 1 more shot, 2 more shots, and that Oni's dead. And it's just the Tiger P left. 53 seconds, 4 rounds left in his tank. Over 6k damage, and he takes the time. There's 20 seconds left on the timer. This is balls here, boys, to let everybody know what his Twitch stream is. So some showmanship there at the end. NoSkeen. So I really enjoy watching this guy. I mean, he's obviously a good player, as he finishes that guy off and wins the game with more than 6,300 damage, because we know he hit a blind shot, and also he has 1,000 assist in a bottom tier serious carry. Congrats on that game if you're watching NoSkeen, and let's go look at the after action report. Okay guys, here we are at the after action report. Of course, an ace tanker, a high caliber and a top gun, and of course a defender medal. He had 11 critical hits, and some of the critical hits might help explain things. The Bulldog, he hit the ammo rack, so that might be why he won that fight fairly easily, plus he had some help from the hill. He took out the commander on the Oni, and the engine on the Tiger P. So I think that might have been helpful in winning the game. So he killed 6 people, 6,500 damage. So he did hit a blind shot on that Oni for his 1,934 base XP. That is way up there as far as base XP. And, you know, he shot 53, hit 44, pen 35. You know, in a light tank, that's actually pretty good. 11 vehicles damaged and 6 killed. 1,050 and additional experience for assistance. So that's 7,500 combined in a tier 7 light tank in a tier 9 game. So his credits show up correctly here. It looks like he made 82,000 credits and added some to his reserves. And he also got 3,200 experience out of that game. So I want to thank NoSkeen for allowing me to show this replay on my channel. And do go check him out. He's an excellent streamer, nice guy, really willing to help you learn, just as many of us want to learn. And he's a great teacher to learn from. So he does play primarily wheeled vehicles, or at least that's what I've seen him play. So if you're interested in getting good at wheeled vehicles, go check NoSkeen out. Thanks again for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. Tonester out.